number 2 is going to be underway. Mowgli and the Jungle Book Squad have secured themselves 1 game and are now 1 game away from facing Team Noob in the semifinals. Nova looking to get themselves back. Sweej, let's do it.
Yes, guys, give your energy to Nova. If they lose, my prediction rate is going to go lower. So Nova is the team that needs your energy right now.
He doesn't care about you. He just cares about his win percentage.
Exactly.
You guys, are you seeing this right now?
So one thing is oh wow, he still goes in there. It's a little risky for Y01. I'm curious why iFlex didn't take the blue and reset it. Like aggro the blue, pull him out of the range, and let him reset and waste that invade and the timing there. And I'm surprised that iFlex did not. They saw that they're in position. They knew that they're invading. So it's a very interesting decision by the side of iFlex to not do that.
0-1 is going to get himself caught up a little bit. Tankiness coming out of the Thane, but is it going to be enough? It is indeed. The last little tick of Skull Things, Tulin's not going to be able to finish off that kill. But all the meanwhile, Jungle Book... Oh, what? Hello? Hello? A little bit of a 1v1 situation as iFlex ends up going down to the Ryoma.
This is why Ryoma is so strong early game. Like, honestly, level 1, level 2, not many heroes can really compete against him. Lubu needs to get to level 4 to be able to contest and trade against the Ryoma in lane because of his Conquer ultimate. And this is something they need to be careful of. Like, this is why Nova, interesting enough, did not want to get the Ryoma, and Crayon puts himself in a Crayon puts himself in a bad position and gives over 2 deaths. And this is not looking good for Nova in this early game already.
Jungle Book Squad didn't have the most successful of early games despite the counter pressure. The objective control still went into Nova's side. However, that adaptation is getting fixed and nipped right in the butt as first Abyssal Dragon goes to JBS.
Yeah, Nova's now taking the Spirit Sentinel, which is a good trade. Although Dragon is a bigger objective to take, at least they are trading something. And now they, again, if they let Kilgroth scale up and they fight with this Kilgroth along with Thane engaging, they have a good chance to really execute these team fights, and that's the key to Nova winning here. But right now, they're losing this early game. You know, they're 1k down. It's not too bad, but they need to stop the bleed and stop these picks here because they're going to turn level 4 soon, and this is where Nova needs to make these plays once the Zephyrs and the Lubu hit level 4 and level 5.
You've got Mowgli, Oxy, as well as Madeline coming into the side of the Might Buff, trying to get themselves another little piece of scuffle. Oxy will go down to the last auto attack of L'Oreal. Sebka, meanwhile, is going to be able to join the fray. Auto attack after auto attack.
Wow,
taking
what
out
a great
Mowgli.
play there.
As Crane is going to be able to try to get onto the backline of the Ryoma. Ryoma's going to give himself a nice little flip.
Job, but wow, look at that. Skull King again carrying with that Endure there. What a great play by him. And earlier there, you know, the key with Zephyrs is when he lands his ultimate, you need to go really hard because he has his ultimate activates Thunderclap, which allows his abilities and auto attacks to do additional magic damage every attack. So this is what makes Zephyrs so bursty, is actually because of the extra magic damage as a result of him landing his Death from Above ability and activating Thunderclap. So in the beginning of the fight, he had to back off. He played that perfectly on Zephyrs. If you don't land your ultimate, you need to back off and then come back in when it's off cooldown and then land your abilities and get some of these kills. And this is exactly what he did. And so far, Nova is looking pretty good in his team fights. If they keep this up, they may be able to pull this win out.
As now we are at the 4-minute mark. Mowgli not going as too deep as what he might want to. Doesn't have the support of his team just yet. Oxy in that Lindis, something that we need to make sure we keep an eye on as well. 2-1-1 for her on that hero, already having Scorching Wind completed. As now, second Abyssal Dragon has spawned. Mowgli going in and getting that active. Oxy's going to try to get himself a little damage, but they know the members of Nova are there waiting in the wayside. Mowgli's going to keep it down, the tanky mammoth himself.
Yeah. This is a little risky there because they know that he's trying to take Dragon. He's just holding it and getting low by the Dragon. Looks like they're going to go for the Dragon here. This is where Nova needs to turn this around. They need to try to steal this and turn this fight around. And we'll be able to do it here. We'll see. No, it's too late, unfortunately. They don't make it in time. And that was very surprising for Nova to just hand over the Dragon like that. They are not behind. They're pretty even. So it's interesting to give them a free Dragon.
We've commented and praised Nova on their proactivity in every game. Despite the ones that they have lost, they still are proactive in the earlier stages of the game. But this game number 2, just 5 minutes in, They're looking a lot more reactive, Sweet J. This isn't the Nova that we've used to seeing in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I would love for them to engage. You know, they have Thane. Look how bunched up the side of Junglebook is. And now they're giving over the objectives. And when in the last game, Nova was dominating and winning the objective game, taking Spirit Sentinel, taking the bat, and now they're kind of just giving it over to Junglebook, which is not what they want to do. They want to get ahead here and keep their lead or get the lead and then snowball that lead. But so far, Nova is not doing what they want to do in this game.
JunglebookSquad has definitely shown improvements in between weeks 2 and 3. The newcomers of last week have now found themselves in quite the lead against the longtime standing of Nova. We saw their effort in week number 2. We saw the difficulties that they faced in surviving until they got themselves into the mid to the late game. Sweet J, what did you definitely see, or have you definitely seen that these early game improvements have been worthwhile for JunglebookSquad?
Yeah, the good news is Crayon's not too far behind in his Zephyrs there. He's able to invade enemy jungle and take it, but look at this Darkslayer pick so early that might look bad for the side of Junglebook here because they have taken a Darkslayer and they're at risk of losing this fight, and they are going to lose that fight.
It's about 25% HP, and that is going to be the members of Nova now flipping the script and securing themselves potentially an early Darkslayer. All 5 members of JunglebookSquad are up and around, but Crayon will end up taking that Slayer. 3 members make that 4 members of JunglebookSquad are going to fall. Madeline will secure herself her life. However, it was just like that. Nova turning things right around and now have them a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, they need to go ahead, take mid tower, take 2 towers here, then rotate to bottom, take the 3rd tower here because their wave is crashing down mid, bottom, and also look at the rotation from the side of Sepcot. He's able to take the top tower. They get 4 towers and all these kills from that one Darkslayer push. And that's what cost Junglebook. Little risky to try to get the Darkslayer with just 3 people there, not able to take it fast enough because they don't have the items. And as a result, they lost 4 towers, and look at the lead. It just swung to 4K. Crayon played that so well. He got the Darkslayer. He landed that ultimate, secured it, and then look at the damage, the backline, you know, with Oxy being solo, they're able to secure the kill on that and turn that fight around completely.
And now we're seeing the breath of life blown back into the lungs of Nova Esports.
Oh, they need to jump on the Roma here. He has no escape. Because he used his first ability to jump out, he has no escape, and that's exactly what they did there. It's a really good play by Nova.
Another kill onto the Ryoma of JunglebookSquad, and now the efficiency when ahead is starting to float into the favor and it starts to become more apparent for the side of Nova Esports. Spirit Sentinel as well as Abyssal Dragon are going to rock in their favor at just over the 8 minutes. It was looking bleak. Nova was definitely starting, the explosion was starting to dwindle, and they were starting to compress themselves into an itty-bitty, not so feisty flame. But that was bad. I tried. I tried pulling it. I'm just gonna shut myself down.
I love what Nova is doing now. They're playing much more calculated. The Nova that we knew from Saturday. Crayon is just carrying on this Zephyrs. He's playing the Zephyrs so well right now. And you can see Chognar is not doing much in these fights. So Thane was such a good pick into this composition. And also L'Oreal as well. L'Oreal is just doing so much work, able to slow and counter the Wonder Woman. I mean, L'Oreal just beats Wonder Woman easily in the late game because she can just dance around the Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman has a lot of good engage, but not a lot of good mobility to stay on top to L'Oreal. So honestly, if they play their composition correctly, Nova is going to be able to take this away.
We know what the strengths that Nova has provided over the last couple minutes. Meanwhile, though, we'll actually have to take a break. As Skull King might find himself out. He's going to have to be forced to jump away. Doesn't want to find himself into that. Sepka's going to take lots of tower shots. Again, a little bit of overzealousness has stalled Nova. We've talked about what a team's supposed to do when they get behind. Save the high ground. It's exactly what you need to get yourself back, farm those waves. JunglebookSquad, is that an option if they can scale themselves up over the next few minutes?
Yeah, Junglebook did such a good job there. What they needed to do on the side of Nova was wait and not crash those waves into high ground tower so early. Kilgroth was pushing the top. We had some push on the bottom. They needed to organize all 3 waves and crash it to the tower at once, and they probably would have been able to take one of these towers. So I think Nova definitely needs to think about that and not push these waves too early, organize them a little bit, and then let them crash into towers at the same time, and that's going to give them a lot easier job because they don't have an ADC. They don't have a ranged hero that has a lot of attack damage to knock these towers down safely from far away.
For those of you that are watching the Jungle Book Squad and are wondering, what is that name over on the side of Ryoma? Guys, that is Hard-Stucked. He has, got himself a little bit of a name change, but the name might have been a little bit of tilting last week. He ended up found himself a little bit of hard-stucked into a green screen. As now the next Abyssal Dragon is going to get swooped up again by Nova Esports, continuously extending their lead now to 7,000 gold at the 10.5-minute mark.
Yeah, this is huge. I do like the 2 Lindis traps. You can see she's put 2 traps up there at the top side, and another one, she set another one. That gives her vision, gives the team vision for 2 minutes. It lasts for 2 minutes. So that's a really good placement to see when the rotations are coming. You can see that they're taking their jungle as soon as it spawns. So this is how you want to not continue to hand over your jungle to the enemy team, is try to take it and be ready. So when it spawns, you take it immediately and you get out, because you do not want to fight a team that is ahead of you.
Definitely not on the menu of Jungle Book Squad. However, they are facing the immeasurable power of Shere Khan. But the question is, can Mowgli find the branch of flames? Can they find a way to put out the power that Nova Esports is pushing on? Just look at the damage that is coming out thus far. Skull King, despite the showing that he had in the last game, is sitting at 0-2-2. Not the most stellar of Tulin plays that we've seen thus far.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to take this bomb. They need to focus the tower, actually, but they're going to try to get the kill, and they may be able to get the kill right onto Roma, and they do. Mowgli goes in there, tries to hit the wave, and gets killed there. Really nice job by Noah. Decisive engage.
2 kills go over into their favor. They've got themselves a siege minion. It's not going to be enough, but regardless, they secured themselves high ground turret number 1. High ground turret number 2 is going to go down as well. And look at the power of Sevka and Nova. They told themselves, Jungle Book Squad, you took game number 1, but we're going to walk away with game number 2. It's going to be the clean sweep. It's going to be Nova. It's going to be the victory. Game 3.